the very first time I got arrested was the biggest drug bust in Montgomery County history. And I call my dad, and my dad says, "Did you kill somebody?" A SWAT team and detectives just came to our house and busted our door in, and they're looking for you, son. While I was in jail, my best friend, Travis, went and shot the cop that arrested me in the police station. I would get 1,000 to 2,000 pills at a time. I have like 6 pounds in my trunk. I've got probably 1,200 X pills on me and an illegal firearm. I have enough on me for a life sentence.
FBI, open up!
The FBI swarming a Miami house and taking a man into custody in the area of Southwest.
So say goodnight to the bad guy.
The agency says the 28-year-old was picked up after the grand jury indicted him and 5 others.
Joe Gates, welcome to Honor Among Thieves.
Honored to be here, brother.
All the way from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Murfreesboro, right outside of Nashville, yeah.
Joe Jizzle from the Nashvizzle.
Yeah, hey, whatever. However you want to say it.
It's good to have you, man.
Man, I'm so happy and blessed to be here with you, brother.
Isn't social media a cool thing?
It's crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah, 4 weeks ago, you had no idea who I was, and I had no idea who you were. And here we are. And
we literally live on like opposite sides of the country.
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's I get to experience a lot of the positive side of social media. Everybody likes to talk about the negative stuff, but yeah, like people connecting that never would have known each other.
Yeah.
You know, building friendships, relationships. That's
Hey,
it's a cool thing.
I told you doing God's work here, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, Joe, we're gonna get into your story today, which is a pretty interesting one to say the least. I know you said originally when we started talking, you were like, man, you know, you got some. I wasn't the kilo guy, but
Yeah. No, I mean, when you reached out to me and I was like, yeah, man, I'd be happy to do it. And then I start looking at like, the people you're interviewing and like, this guy trafficked 9 million pounds of cocaine across 19 states. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't really know why you want to talk to me, but hey, let's do it. Yeah.
it's a lot of 9 million pounds. That's a lot. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was intimidated.
I mean, you know, there's nothing like a good drug dealer story, you know?
No, not at all. Yeah. They're awesome, bro.
It's the best.
Yeah. And everybody, whether they were ever drug dealers or not, like enjoys a good drug dealer story, bro.
There's nothing like a gangster flick, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing. People ask me how I could never get tired of this, and it's like, why are you never tired of seeing Goodfellas? Why are you never tired of seeing Scarface? Why are you never tired of... Because it's crazy, like all the different things that have to happen and the different personalities and the choices they make. And
it's a new documentary every single time you sit down with somebody, you know?
And what I love is I don't interview famous people. So they can show this to their family and be like, you want to know about grandpa or dad or whatever?
Yeah.
Watch this. You
know? Yep, cool. My kids are going to know.
No more hiding it.
Yeah, they know a little bit. They don't know a lot, though. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So, Joe, I know originally you're from Indiana.
Yeah, born and raised in Crawfordsville, Indiana. It's like 40 minutes outside of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Right in between Chicago and Indianapolis.
I never would have known this had I not started meeting people from that part of the country, but Indiana is a very, I don't want to make it sound like the worst place on earth, but it's dirty. It's pretty dirty.
It's a grimy place. There's two sides of it. There's like the grimy, like off in the street side, and then there is like the grimy, like trailer park, you know, backwoods, meth lab side.
Okay.
And then there's also some good people there as well. You know, shout out to the good people.
Some blue collar people there.
Yeah. There is. But
what do you think? What do you think causes Indiana to be that kind of place?
It's like anywhere else, I think, in America where you've got these small towns. It's economical. I mean, Indiana is not a thriving metropolis
it's not Los Angeles.
Of money, right? So where I grew up, and I don't know if this is still the case, but it was pretty recently, like the median household income was like $34,000 a year. I mean, imagine living off $34,000 a year, right? So when you have these economic issues and people are poor, especially now, everything's expensive as crap. Groceries, food. I mean, dude, somebody posted a video the other day, like last week in my hometown, and the line of cars to a food pantry at a church. I mean, it was blocks and blocks and blocks of cars.
Wow.
And I reposted it. And I was like, if I ever get rich, I'm coming back for my hometown. You know, like, so when people don't have money and they're depressed and they're sad and they got to figure out ways to deal with that, they're going to do what feels good right now, right? Drugs, or they don't have money, they're going to do what makes them money. Selling, robbing, you name it, man. So I think it's just economical, bro. It's just, there's not a lot of money in Indiana, you know? It's not like where I live, Middle Tennessee now, is like everybody's coming there from everywhere, or Miami, you know, here where you live. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think it is, man. It's small.
Yeah, I mean, small towns where there's not a whole lot of variety or opportunity kind of tend to lean in that direction. Yeah. I've just heard it from, how far is Indiana from Ohio?
Depending on where you live, minutes. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a border state?
Yeah, we're neighbors.
I hear the same thing about parts of Ohio. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I didn't know.
That. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio.
Akron, you know, all that.
Crazy.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
And when you think about crime and like criminals and that kind, you think of major cities. You think of New York.
Yeah.
You think of Los Angeles. You think of Detroit. You think of Chicago. But then people are like, yeah, Gary, Indiana. And you're like, what? You know?
Destroyed. I mean, literally destroyed from crime and jobs leaving, you know. Many, many years ago, Gary was a thriving metropolis, man. And then all the jobs left and factories shut down, and the whole world knows where Gary, Indiana is, bro.
The only reason I know where Gary, Indiana is because that's where Michael Jackson's from.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have numerous places like that throughout the state of Indiana. You have, and just northern Indiana as a whole, man. And then where I lived, I'm right smack dab between Chicago and Indianapolis. Meeting point,
oh, yeah.
Maybe.
For sure.
Middle of the road, you know, like crazy, man. So, and, you know, growing up there I made it a living hell. It didn't really have to be, but the choices I made it pretty crazy. I mean, yeah.
You know who's another one that makes it, he gives a hardcore, vivid image of Indiana is David Goggins. I've read both his books, and he tells you stories that you're just like, what?
Yeah, he was raised there?
Brazil, Indiana, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's like right by where I'm from, bro.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So.
I forgot that Goggins was from there.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yeah, bro. And I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know. I was attracted to the wrong thing,
Trouble.
Man. Like from the time I could think, bro. Like,
What's your earliest memory of getting into trouble?
Like getting into trouble by the law, or just finding myself in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Yeah, you don't. Not even getting arrested. Just your earliest memory of maybe breaking a law or being in a place you shouldn't, doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I was always attracted to just the wrong thing, bro. Like, I have a 10-year-old son right now. When I was his age, I'm at a wedding, my cousin's wedding, and I vividly remember thinking, I'm going to drink as much champagne as I can and get drunk. At 10, bro.
That's wild. And
I did. And I remember, like, I got wasted at 10 years old. So, like, it was whatever it was in me. And so growing up, man, I always wanted to, like, hang out with the older kids. I always, like, kind of wanted to hang with, like, the bad kids, I guess. I don't know why, man. I was raised in a great family, great parents, older sister, all of that. But it was really when I started middle school that I really became a troublemaker, man. I mean, like,
What is this, the 80s?
late 80s, early 90s.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a 90s kid, man. I mean, I would get kicked out of school and kicked out of class, and back then they were whooping you in school. Like, I was getting whooped in middle school, like wooden paddles. Fighting. I liked fighting people. I don't know why. I'm not big. And I never really started it, but I definitely tried to finish it.
Trouble found you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Trouble found me. I found it. And, maybe the music I was listening to was influencing me a little bit. But I just was always, and I think about it all the time, Nelson, like, why did I do that? Like, it's not like I wasn't getting attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a kid not getting attention. He goes and does a bunch of bad stuff just to get negative attention. Like, that wasn't it either. Like, I just wanted to be in that, bro. Like, and I think about stuff like that all the time. Like, why? But, from middle school.
In middle school, did crime and drugs already come into the equation?
So I was already drinking pretty heavy in
middle school.
Middle school.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, by 7th grade, I was like a daily drinker.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Between 7th and 8th grade, my parents sent me to a mental hospital. They had like this psychologist do this psychological exam on me. Because they just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, bro. And there was something wrong. They sent me to a mental hospital, man. I was there for months. I came out of there much worse than I was when I went in. A lot more angrier, a lot more ready. 8th grade, man, just still getting in a lot of trouble, man. Started to smoke and all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, I just was attracted to that life. And I mean, it wasn't until like high school and out of high school that I started do the bigger crimes, the bigger arrests and all that stuff. But growing up in Indiana was weird for me, man. I mean, there was two sides of it, there was this side and that side, and I was on this side, my sister was on this side over here, we grew up in the same home in the same town, but we always talk about we grew up in two different worlds, man.
Yeah, that's something interesting about siblings. I always find it interesting how two of the same exact people can be raised by the same exact people in the same circumstances in the same house and turn out to be totally different people.
Yeah, man. And that is definitely the case. And I'm trying to not, people are different, but hopefully I don't spend too much time with one kid and not enough time with the other in my own house, man. But yeah, man, it was a rough time in Indiana.
So getting out of middle school, at this point, have you already, are cops bringing you home and that kind of stuff already?
So, yeah, I think I was 15 or 16 the first time I got busted by the cops just tearing something. I don't know. I was vandalizing some stuff, something stupid like that. But the very first time I got arrested was the biggest drug bust in Montgomery County history.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right, walk me through that.
So, yeah, man. While I was in high school, I was 18, and I was selling weed or whatever else I could get my hands on, but mostly weed. Just mostly, you know how it is, man, selling dope to all my classmates and whatnot. But I'd linked up with somebody, and I was like, man, I was passionate about it, bro. Like, I really wanted to sell a lot of dope. I wanted to make a lot of money. That was where my mind was at. And so I'm at my buddy's apartment, and he was like, this dude was out of high school and he was a real gangster, bro. And I'm at his place and he's selling rock, he's selling crack, I'm selling weed. I mean, kind of got like a store up in there, right? And there was a dude that lived below him that we knew pretty well, right? Like, I mean, dude was always smoking with us, or maybe he was copping crack from my buddy. And he comes up one day, and I would go to school half a day, and like the second half of the day I was in radio TV production, right? So I didn't have to go to school. Funny how here we are now. But dude comes up to my boy's apartment with this guy, right? And it was an older guy, and the guy was looking for like large amounts of weed, large amounts of crack or cocaine, whatever, right? And I remember thinking to myself, bro, this guy, this is crazy because I was 18, and I remember this thought. I said in my head, this guy looks like he's making himself look messed up on purpose. That was my first thought when the guy came in there, right? Like, he looked like he had his hair messed up on purpose. He just, everything looked like a prop.
Looked
almost.
like an actor.
Yeah. And, but dude, I knew dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was it. It was that thought, and then it was gone. So I make a call, and I'm like, yeah, man, I got you, you know. He goes, you know, can I ride with you? Everything I'm about to say right now is about to make me look like a complete idiot, by the way. And I was like, yeah, bro, ride with me. Ride with me over to the dope house, man. Sure, so you can see exactly where the fuck it's at. So he rides with me over there. I get it. He gives me the money, right? And when I came back out, like, he had gave me more money than he needed to give me. Right. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like in the car, and I'm waiting for him to ask me for the rest of the money back, because I'd already told him how much it was. And he didn't ask me for the money back. And it was at that moment, bro, like my heart dropped in my stomach. I was like, I think I just messed up, right? Like, he didn't ask for his money back, man. That's weird. Who doesn't ask for their money back? So whatever, I go drop dude off. Nothing happens for 6 months, bro. Like, I'm chilling. I'm good, right? I'm asleep at another of my buddy's house 6 months later, okay? And I got a pager. My pager's going off. 911 from my mom and dad, 911 from the homies, 911 from everybody, just back to back, starting at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm like, what is going on? And I call my dad, and my dad says, did you kill somebody? And Damn. I was like, what are you talking about, Dad? No, I didn't kill nobody. And he goes, well, a SWAT team and detectives just came to our house and busted our door in, and they're looking for you, son. I said, whoa. No clue why they're looking for me, right? Because so much time had passed. And I was like, okay, yeah. He's like, go down to the police station and turn yourself in. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Dad.
For sure, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm on my way.
And then I call a buddy of mine that was texting me or paging me. And I'm like, what's up, bro? He goes, bro, the SWAT team, detectives, just came to my mom and dad's house and almost knocked their door down looking for you, bro. And it was at that point I was like, I need to go turn myself in, because I don't want them doing any more to anybody else that I know. Like, they really coming for me, bro. They are really coming for me. And so I literally go down to the police station and turn myself in. I'm 18 years old. I haven't graduated high school yet. This officer comes out. It's an officer that like everybody hated. He like come out in the lobby and slam me on the ground. I mean, it was just unnecessary, you know, puts me in cuffs. And he's roughing me up. They put me in like a little cell at the police station. And then they transport me to the county jail. I walk in the county jail booking area, bro. Like, everybody I know is in the room. Like, all my associates, everybody, they're all there, like getting booked in. And, you know, and they're looking at me like, and everybody's looking at everybody like, was it you? Was it you? Was it you? You know, who was it? So they put me back in the cell, and my homeboy from that apartment was in the cell with me. And I sit down, and he's like, man, I think old dude got us, bro. I go, I think he did. And I spent my first full night in jail, right? Which, oddly enough, bro, and maybe you can relate to this, why was my first night ever in jail tougher than all of the preceding days?
It was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
The first night I was locked up was the worst day of my life.
And the longer you stay in,
The better it gets.
the better and easier it gets.
Yep.
Crazy, right?
Familiarity.
Yeah.
Become familiar. You know?
Yeah, I was devastated, man. I'm laying on this steel bed and I'm just like, wow, you know?
How the fuck did I get here?
How did I get here, bro? I'm a kid. Like,
It's
I got
crazy.
science class tomorrow, bro, you know?
It's crazy. All of us have that moment. We just like, wow, why, how, you know?
Yeah, man. So mom and dad brought the priest, bring the holy water. They came down and bailed me out, bro. My mom and dad bailed me out. The morning that they bailed me out, they had my cap and gown in the car and took me from jail to my graduation ceremony. I got out the morning.
That is crazy.
That morning, who's in the paper? This guy. I'm in the local paper. You got to remember, this is a small town, bro. I'm in the local paper.
Everybody knows you got busted.
I was on the news the night before. It was a big deal. 64 people
Right.
were rounded up in this huge, situation. And you could hear a pin drop, bro, when I walked up to get my diploma. Like,
Not one person clapping, none of that.
yeah, I mean, some people did, but you could just feel everybody looking at you, bro. Like, not Joey Gates, little Joey Gates. He comes from such a good family. That none of these people knew what kind of life I was living for real, bro. Because I was always like a likable guy, you know what I'm saying? And I was never like cliquey or anything like that, man. I was friends with everybody, bro. So I go up to get my diploma from the vice principal, and I put my hand out, and he doesn't shake my hand.
Wow.
Shook everybody's hands but my hand. So I just open it up, and I'm like, it's there. There's a diploma there, because there was a chance I wasn't going to graduate. I throw it up. I show my mom and dad I got my diploma. Of course, none of us could even be happy, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, graduation party planned. Everybody going to come over to the house, and I just got out of jail the night before and was all over the news and newspapers. Not a good look. And it just gets crazier from there, bro. I mean,
So what were they charging you with?
so, man, I've never really like talked about amounts and everything on here. But I was looking at 2 years in prison, okay, and multiple years probation. And I got really lucky. The judge at the time, his son and my sister were like two peas in a pod, best friends. My family was very well-known family in town. My sister was an athletic, like, superstar, well-known family. Everybody loved the Gates family type of situation. So mom and dad get me a lawyer. The lawyer, and his name was Judge Kirtley at the time. Good dude. He ended up giving me, I think it was 2 years house arrest, okay, and like 8 years probation. Like, he really stuck it to me on all the other stuff and allowed me to not go to prison, okay? So, but I messed all that up. I mean, we're just getting into the...
Right.
But so I get put on house arrest, and
So what they charge you with? Like a controlled
it
buy?
was
Like what was it?
it was felony. I feel like it was worded different back then. A controlled, because it was weed, so
Yeah.
it was a controlled substance, and
Like possession with intention of distribution, something like that?
no, I got distribution because I let it go. There was no holding, and like I sold it to the undercover cop. So it was like controlled substance A or something like that. And then I got the lowest like felony you could get, whatever that level was. You got to remember, man, this was almost 30 years ago.
State plays so different from the feds, bro.
Yeah. So
if that was DEA, you
Yeah.
would have been cooked.
would have been cooked, and there was 3 charges. I don't remember what all 3 they were, and the other 2 they made misdemeanors.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe it was like traveling with it, or
Right.
I don't know, bro.
Dumb.
And I was super fried back then. I don't even remember my childhood really at all. But and then I'm on house arrest, man, and violate probation while I'm on house arrest.
How soon is that? All right, so before we move on, how soon do you actually get the verdict and it's like, all right, house arrest from the day you got
Well, I
busted?
still had to go to jail. I still had to go serve time in jail. I didn't get
so
to have to go to prison.
they did make you go to jail.
I had to go do weekends in jail.
Interesting.
Weekends.
Okay, I've never met
because
anybody.
they wanted me to be able to work Monday through Friday. You know, like look, bro. I was Joe Gates. I was Bob and Jan's son, man.
I've
you know?
never met anybody who only did weekends in jail.
Yeah, they did weekends.
Okay.
So, yeah, did that and then violated, which I can, talk a little bit about that or whatever. I mean, it's crazy, bro.
All right, guys, taking a quick break from Honor Among Thieves podcast to bring you a word from our sponsor, and that is Federal Prison Tips. At Federal Prison Tips, we help people navigate the justice system from indictment, reentry, everywhere in between. Whether you're a loved one trying to get relief for someone that you love that is in federal prison, you are currently in federal prison, or about to go to federal prison, we can definitely help you. Everything from plea mitigation, sentencing mitigation, PRSAR challenges, anything about guidance while you're in prison, actually what to expect if you're a first timer and have never been there. Whether this is your second case, third case, you haven't quite learned your lesson yet. Either way, we can help you with everything that has to do with federal prison. Good time, FSA, second chance credits, getting designated to a facility. Any issues you might be having within the federal prison system, we can definitely help. Honor Among Thieves podcast. Mention that you saw us on the podcast and you'll get special rates only given to those who listen to the podcast. Again, 407-434-0175, extension 7. Hit us up, federalprisontips.com. Contact us. Let them know you heard about them through me. Now let's get back to the show.
And there was like a lot of crazy stuff that went on in between those times, bro. Like I shot one of my best friends in the head on accident, bro.
All right, we'll get there.
Yeah, bro,
we'll get there. Hold on.
crazy.
Hold on. All right, so how long was it from the day you got booked, like arrested, to when you got sentenced?
From the first arrest to the next sentence?
Yeah.
Man, bro, maybe a couple months.
Oh, it happened pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you get sentenced to house arrest, weekends in jail.
Weekends in jail, probation, and community service. A ton of community service.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Weekends in jail. It's nuts.
It's got to be funny to a Fed guy.
Weekends in jail. Oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah. And I don't even know if they still do that. That was a big thing back then.
I mean, it's a big thing anytime, I think.
Yeah.
When they let you leave and come back to the
Yeah.
jail.
I'm sure they still do it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've talked to people because I'm like deep off into like helping other people, kind of like you do with your life. And I know they still do. Like they do it in Tennessee. They probably do it here.
That's nuts.
You know? Yeah. You go check yourself in on a Friday and check out on a Sunday.
That's nuts. All right. So a couple months go by, you get sentenced, your house arrest, going to jail on the weekends.
Yeah.
I know you get into a ton of more trouble along the way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
After you get sentenced and this kind of, let's start off from there.
Right. So now comes the part where it starts to become very evident that I have an alcohol and drug problem.
I mean, I think if you're a daily drinker in middle school, that's...
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm on house arrest. I'm in my parents' house. Okay. There's no pills. There's no nothing. And I'm having my friends bring me bottles and drugs while I'm on house arrest. And like my mom had like a bottle of brown liquor under the kitchen sink, which then turned to clear liquor because I kept taking some and then pouring water in it, pouring water in it. But I was getting like obliterated every single night that I could. My parents would go to bed early because they were older. So one night one night I just get hammered, bro, and I'm on Valiums and I'm just drunk, and I go in the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I fall backwards into the bathtub. You know, that's very loud. And my mom and dad wake up and come running in there, and they're like, you know, what the hell's wrong with you? And I can't talk. And I'm in a blackout. Like, I don't actually remember this happening. This is, you know, what was told to me after the fact. And apparently I get in a fight with my parents, and I tell my mom I'd rather be in jail than be on house arrest.
Fuck.
I call my probation officer. It's 9:30 at night. I said, hey, I call the probation officer. I say, hey, this is Joe Gates. No, I called 911. That's what I did. I called 911. I said, this is Joe Gates. I'm on probation, and I'm drunk, and I'm high. And I hung up the phone.
Fantastic idea.
My probation officer and a police officer show up at the house. According to my mother, God rest her soul, my probation officer says to me, Joe, go back to bed and I will act like I never came here. Because if I violate you, you're going to do some time. And I apparently said, I don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So boom. So I don't remember any of that. I do remember waking up the next morning in a drunk tank. And that freaked me out because I'm like, golly, man, did I like...
You didn't remember anything.
I don't know what I did. Did I hurt my parents? Did
Right.
I like what? And nobody would come up to the door and tell me why I was in there, bro. And I'm talking hours, bro. Like I had no idea why I was there.
That's nerve-wracking. Sitting in, you wake up
terrible.
in jail and you don't even know why you're there.
Yeah,
It's
man, I
nuts.
thought I really did something like horrible, which I did. I mean, that was pretty stupid. And
No, but you thought like, yeah.
I hurt somebody, bro. You know, that I love. But so then I'm violated. Okay. I think I ended up doing 8 to 10 months, like almost a year in county.
Believe it or not, it's rough.
It
That's
was rough.
Counties.
Bro, I was calling home, collect like every other month. Like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. Like, I was there, bro. But the truth of the matter is, like, I was no longer pouring substances into my body, and like, I didn't know how to react. Like, I had a prescription for Valium in jail. So I would put like...
you had a Valium prescription in jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would put tissue under my tongue, and when they would come to administer me the Valium, like basically to calm me down because I was so all the time on 10, I would save up the Valium under my tongue and then sell them or barter them for other things that I wanted in jail. I mean, you know, like a true hustler, right? But so yeah, man.
That's some real hustler shit.
The craziest part of all that is, while I was in jail, my best friend Travis went and shot the cop that served the warrant on me, that arrested me in the police station.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
How did that happen?
I don't really know the
You weren't
ins and
there.
outs of the story
Right.
per se, because and a lot of people don't know this, they were trying to somehow involve me in that, as if I had it done. That was the vibe I was getting because they kept wanting to ask me questions about it, which I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Like,
Right.
I'm in jail. Like, how the hell am I going to order
Right.
you know? He gets 35 years. He doesn't kill the cop. Shot him square in the chest, doesn't kill the cop.
But
Cop
it's-
had a bulletproof vest.
But it's attempted murder.
Attempted murder on a
On a
police
police
officer.
Yeah, he's done.
Travis goes to prison. I get out of jail. I go back. As soon as I get out of jail, I move to Tennessee. I start going to jail in Tennessee. I got arrested for possession. Dude, I was in Tennessee 6 months and my door was getting kicked in.
Wow.
With no warrant. But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know how to, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
You kind of go back to your old habits, like you're dealing and that kind of shit?
Well, yeah, but not at the time then. I just had, somebody had ratted me out. This crippled dude ratted me and my buddy out, who was in a wheelchair, and he was a crackhead, and he lived across the hall from us. And this is, by the way, the most in-depth I've ever gotten with my story publicly. And he ratted me and my friend Jeff out that we had weed in our apartment. The cops came, we had like freaking a bong, and you know what I'm saying? Like nothing, bro.
Right.
And so I got arrested for that. They were trying to make me talk. And I remember sitting in the back of the cop car, and I was like, I'm not going to name the officers. I almost did though. I was sitting in the back of the cop car, and I just remember looking at the cop, and I said, me telling on anybody would go against everything I believe as a man and the way my father raised me to be. Can we go, please? And he shut up and he took me. But then I got out and I found out why they came to our apartment. Man. You know, as I'm telling stories, it's like I'm deciding what I want to say and what I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Right? The guy that told on us, man, he got his, right? No, I did not just admit to murder. He's still living, okay? But he got his. Crazy. When I moved my wife and kids to Tennessee in 2017, years later, my boy is telling my wife this story, okay? The guy was in a wheelchair, bro. I rolled him down a hill into a ravine, okay? That's what I did. I'm not proud of it, but that's what I did. It was like this rocky ravine. I knocked on his door. I said, come here. I was like, wow. I see him. My buddy tells my wife the story. Me and my buddy leave to go to the store to get something. This was just a few years back. And I go around the corner, and there he is. No, it was me and my wife went to the store because she goes, you know what this means, don't you? You need to go make an amends to him. I was like, I'm not making an amends to him. He could be sitting on a gun in his wheelchair, like whatever. But so yeah, man. And just bouncing in and out of jail, bro. DUIs, this, simple possession, just dumb crap, you know? So 7 arrests total in my time, bro. But I did start. I'll tell you how that all ended. You want to go there?
We haven't finished yet.
Yeah,
so
please butt in, bro, because I get going and I won't shut up. So,
all right. So let's before we, because you're already moving into Tennessee. What caused you to leave Indiana and go to Tennessee?
Music. I had me and my buddy were in a rap group at the time. And we had like this production deal going on with this producer. And we came to Tennessee and made a record. And at the time, we were like the first dudes kind of, you know, doing like almost a country feel type of rap. I mean, this was like 97, bro. But the labels kind of just didn't know what to do with us. So that ended, and then we started like a band and everything. So I came to Tennessee for music, man. Like that's what brought me here, and had a great run, man. I mean, was in a band, did my own solo stuff, like, you know, came up as a rapper, bro. Like, and yeah, I mean, I've had some successes there, like along the way, but that's what brought me to Tennessee.
Okay. Before we move into the Tennessee faction of the story, you said you spent 8 to 10 months in county back in Indiana. Describe kind of what because I did Fed time, right? So I'm totally foreign to like county jails. I'm always interested to hear kind of like what state prison, county jail is kind of like.
Yeah.
What was that like? Like describe the building, You know, what you do in a normal day, what kind of people were there, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question. Well, I mean, it's in the feds, you got a little bit more freedom to move around and things of that nature, right? In county jail, it's not like that. You're locked down 23 hours a day, right?
Fuck.
So there is a cell block, all right? That cell block has what I'll just call a commons area, right? That commons area is as big as the room we're sitting in right now, okay? And then off of that area is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells that, you know what a cell is. A cell is very small, right? So like in the morning, all the doors open and you get to come out into this common area. There's a TV behind the bars, but that's it. This is your space, okay? And there's like 20 guys, bro, in that small. There's 20 guys. Like imagine this room, 20 guys.
Space,
yeah, and there's tables for people to eat. And everything's packed. I mean, literally, the jail cell is right there, that wall, man. I mean, this is literally about the size of that common area. So everybody's almost on top of each other, bro. And as far as, like, the kind of people that were in there now, like, I was in there with a couple people I knew and whatnot, but the drug problem was so bad in Crawfordsville. Everybody in there was, like, in there on some drug charges, and everybody in there was an addict or an alcoholic. Of course, if anybody was in there for like anything against kids, like they had to stay in their own place. Right. Like we just didn't have anybody like that in there. It was crazy though, because I was like 2 or 3 guys were like some bullies from my school when I was growing up. You know, we played a lot of spades. You know, we sat down at the picnic table and played a lot of spades. But like when you look at like the feds or a prison on TV, it's a huge commons area. And there's all these little round tables. That's not county, bro. Not in my small town, it's not. This is your commons area, this room. And then, but there's multiple blocks just built just like that. So you'd come out if you wanted to go to church, or if you wanted to go to a meeting, or they would let you come out and like walk up and down this little area, you know, almost like when you see on TV, like the guys that are truly locked in a cell 23 hours a day and they're like mass serial killers. And then they let them out for 1 hour to go walk up and down this little area. It was kind of like that, man. That was how I spent the majority of my time in jail. Now, when I had gotten sentenced again for something else, when I had to do weekends twice. I was doing weekends a second time. The jail was so overcrowded, I was in the gym the whole time. So you in Indiana, what you think you're going to do in a gym? We were hooping, you know, the entire time. But that was what made it so rough. It was just so small and so confined. I got stabbed in the back with a pencil. Like it was,
shit.
Yeah, over a spades game.
Did you win or lose?
It just got broke up so quick. Oh, the spades game? I won. I thought you meant the fight, and I was like, it got broke up so quick, I really didn't have a chance to react. But
you won, and the dude was pissed, and he stabbed you with a pencil?
I beat him, and I said something crazy, or he said something to me, and I said something back to him, and then I went on to the second game, and I was sitting there, and I had my back to him, and he came up behind me and stabbed me in the back with a pencil. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so...
Like punctured, like stabbed?
It was down. So it like it didn't go all the way in straight. It went down. So it was like under like all my layers of skin, but like.
No vital organs, luckily.
No.
Very lucky.
I mean, he got me like right outside the spine and the muscle. Like he stabbed down on the muscle, you know, those 2 muscle strips on the outside of the spine. Yeah. The other thing that happened to me while I was that time I was in there, they bring you razors on a tray every other day to shave your face.
It's a great idea.
Somebody took my razor and like, so when they came to collect, my razor was gone. And the corrections officer was like, "Where's your razor at, Gates?" And it was this female corrections officer. And I was like, I put it on the thing. Like I put it on the tray. Like somebody grabbed it while they were handing theirs in. Like I put it on the tray. "No, you didn't. Don't lie to me. Da, da, da." And I snapped, right? "F you, blah, 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 la, 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 la." And they threw me in the hole, bro. So I was in the hole for like a week for snapping on a corrections officer. Yeah.
The shoe sucks in the feds in county. That must be like, ugh.
It was like the hole you see on a movie, bro. like for real, for real.
So that was like 24-hour lockdown, right?
Yeah, I was in there for
solitary.
a week, bro. It
So
was terrible.
I can imagine, right?
Yeah, it was. Oh,
So did you have cellmates or was it individual
Yeah.
cells? You did?
yeah. So I had a cellmate. This dude made my stay bearable, man. And I'm gonna say his name. I don't know where he is today, but my cellmate was Larry Holmes, right? And he was this white dude with the longest mullet you ever seen in your life, bro. He was missing a few teeth, but he was hilarious, bro. And like he kind of got me through that whole time. Like he would tell me things like, "Close your eyes, even if you're not tired, and you'll fall asleep eventually, and you can just sleep through your time here." Like would tell me things like that, or like he would. There was this old man down at the very end of the cell block who would snore like really loud in the middle of the night. Well, Larry would take 2-liter bottles that he got from commissary after he got done drinking the soda, and he'd fill them up with water. So we had, when I got into the cell or whatever, you know, like I see all these 2-liter bottles filled up with water. I was like, what's that for? He goes, "You'll see." And I'm like, you know, okay. Well, that night, middle of the night, the old man starts snoring down there and it's just echoing off the walls. Well, Larry picks up a 2-liter bottle and he sticks his hand out the jail, and at the other end was just this metal wall right outside of the old man's cell. And I just see him, he starts swinging his hand, bro. And he's like, boom, and just hits that 2-liter bottle up against that metal wall. Boom! And the guy stopped snoring. And man, he just used to make me laugh, bro. And, you know, I don't know. I'll never forget that dude, man. God rest him, wherever he is, you know.
It's crazy how I always find that like we find humor in the craziest situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember when we were in the feds, there was these guys arguing over like this group of Dominican dudes. They would play dominoes hardcore, bro.
Yeah.
You know what?
Slam him on the table.
Oh
bro.
my God. And
Yeah.
they'd be yelling. I'm Cuban, so I'm Hispanic. I know how Hispanic people are.
Yeah.
You like maybe a Caucasian or a black dude would look at that and be like, are they arguing or
Yeah.
But we're just like, no, that's how we talk.
Yeah.
So they're like slamming the dominoes, and then bro, this guy won, and it was this fat dude named Angel. I'll never forget it. Bro, dying. He had us dying. The insults he would yell out at these guys when he'd beat them in dominoes. Bro, I gotta turn that shit into a Netflix series, bro. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gotta find some joy somehow when
Yeah.
you're in there, right?
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So that was county in Indiana. We transitioned into Tennessee. You were supposed to get this music deal going. Falls through. That happens while you're in jail?
No, I was already out. And so it was all petty stuff that I was getting arrested for here in Tennessee. So, you know, like possession or DUIs. Like I got 2 DUIs in 1 week, one time.
Because one isn't enough.
Yeah, one wasn't enough. I was drinking about the first one I got and got the second one. But then, man, all of that, whatever. So I end up like getting in this rap group later on down the road. And one of the guys in the group was like selling large amounts. And at the time I was selling like quarter bags, half ounces, whatever, you know. And he goes, "Man, what are you doing?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "If you're going to do it, man, do it big." And I just remember that, like,
That's the best or worst advice you ever get.
right, right. Like I remember that. It was like he said the most smartest thing in the world to me at the time, bro. And I was like, man, he's right.
If you're going to fuck around and break the law,
man,
break the law.
Really break the law, you know, break it good. And so he fronted me £1 and was like, "Get rid of this." And I did very quickly. And then 1 became 2 and 2 became 3 and 3 became 4 and so on and so forth. But at the time, bro, I was addicted to crystal meth. So I was a psycho. I mean, people would come to pick up £1 from my place, bro. And I would be so high on meth that I was too paranoid and thought they were the cops and wouldn't sell them the £1. Like just craziness. But that, you know, that was wild. Anyway, I was doing good. Then I got into selling ecstasy, right? And that was just like a money machine. That's like printing money, bro.
What year was this? Like early 2000s?
This is like 99, 2000.
Oh yeah.
01.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Dude, that was like
having a blast, right?
my
Got off
God.
the meth, jumped on the ecstasy. And you could, like, I mean, I was getting it so cheap. Like, I couldn't run out of money if I wanted to, bro. And
how'd that switch happen? Was it just kind of like you saw that was the thing and then you were like, fuck it, let me try this?
I tried some ecstasy, and I thought it was the most amazing thing I had ever experienced in my life.
And you were like, fuck it, I want to sell this.
Well, I did that with everything. Like, I don't want to have to pay to get high. Like, I did that with everything. If it was a drug that I did, I was going to be the guy that you could get that drug from.
What were the margins on ecstasy? Like, what could you cop them for, and what'd you get rid of them for?
That was crazy. Okay, so at the time they were selling for anywhere between $20 and $25 a pill. Okay, which was crazy because that first pill, it's going to last you for hours. And then you come down, and like I explain it like this: you take that first pill, you go all the way up. Okay, you start to come down, take a second pill, you go up, but not as high as you were on the first one, and then you just keep going, and then it just evens out, and you can't even get high off them anymore, and your brain's just cooked. But I could get them for 10 cents a pill.
I don't even have words. I don't even have a comeback for that. That's nuts. That's insane.
Yeah. This dude that I knew in Tennessee knew the chemist in Atlanta. Bada bing, bada boom.
That was that.
That was that, bro.
What kind of volume were you pushing? Like,
I would get 1,000 to 2,000 pills at a time.
So
Don't ask me how many I ate myself personally. Out of
okay.
that.
All right. I was about to say, if you're selling 1,000
the
pills,
majority that I sold, I was an idiot, bro. Like, obviously I was using it to get girls. I was, all of this stuff. I did have people that would buy 100 to 200,
right,
300 pills off of me at the same time. And then I had a lot of single buyers. The single pill buyers, I would just go to the club and have a bunch of pills on me and sell them all that night.
Right.
Like, and then I probably gave some away too, but it was like, I always had this like reserve of like 20K on me, bro. Like, it was just,
literally, if you're selling them at 20 a pop, it's
Yeah.
20 grand you're making off 1,000
Yeah.
pills. It's nuts.
So, and all of that all came crashing down, but not by the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is your run? Like, how long do you?
From that, it was 22 to 25 years old.
So about 3 solid years of just going hard in the paint.
Crazy, just being a complete psycho. Like, not a smart, business-minded drug dealer. Like, take a crackhead and let him sell a bunch of drugs. Like, I mean, I was a psycho. I was completely out of my mind, bro.
I still can't believe you got him for 10 cents a pill. That is by far, you're holding a record on Honor Among Thieves.
I know people that were getting them for a penny a pill.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's that's insane.
Yeah. I know guys, they would carry around like freaking those big freezer bags full of them. The guy that I was getting it from that had the connection in Atlanta, like, we'd go stay in a hotel for 5 days and just like snort the dust from the pills that were in the
residue
bag.
at the bottom of the Ziploc bag.
There'd be that much dust, bro. Like, out of my mind, bro. Gone.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fucking insane.
It was the craziest time of my life. Like, and there was fun, but I also did a lot of damage to my brain. I depleted the serotonin supply in my brain, because when you take ecstasy or Molly, kids call it Molly now. It overpumps serotonin in your brain.
Right.
And if you do it so much, it actually wears holes in your brain. I had holes in my brain. And when I came off all of it, the serotonin was gone there, bro. Like, you know, and down the road, I ended up suffering from like bad depression, you know, because of all that drug use, man, just cooking my brain, bro, you know.
All right, guys, taking a quick break from the podcast to talk to you about Gus Villa Jewelry. Yo, let's be real here for a second. If you're rocking plain jewelry in Miami, of all places, you are doing it 100% wrong, my boy. Step your game up with Gus Villa Jewelry, the plug for real Cuban link gold and silver chains. And of course, the cleanest Rolexes in all of Miami. This isn't factory made or watered down or any of that stuff. This is high quality, custom, handmade stuff that shines from here to the moon. It turns heads, starts conversations, and makes you look fresh. Gus has something that'll level up your whole vibe. And because you're locked in here with us at Honor Among Thieves Podcast, you're getting a hookup. Use the promo code Montana at checkout. Get 5% off your entire order. That's right, 5% off. Go check them out at GusVillaJewelry.com or pull up on them in the Diamond District down here in downtown Miami. GusVillaJewelry.com. Again, that's GusVillaJewelry.com. And tell them your boy Montana sent you. Gus Villa Jewelry. Now back to the podcast. Man, the Ecstasy era was like special.
I was in it, deep off in it, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's an interesting era. So you know how I find it fascinating how drugs shift with like the times, right? So it's like you had heroin in the 60s, then you had coke in the 70s and 80s, then you had crack in the late 80s and 90s, then you had ecstasy in the 2000s, then you had Oxycontin. Now you have fentanyl. It's the waves of like how things morph with time.
And they're getting worse. And it gets worse. It
only
time.
Gets worse.
Yeah.
It only gets worse.
Yeah.
Which fentanyl is a whole other story, but
right.
That's
and after fentanyl, it'll just be a pill called death, and everybody will just die immediately when they take it.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's a great time to quit drugs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So you had a solid 3-year run at this where you're making. How often or do you re-up?
I don't know, bro.
You don't remember any of this shit. It's just like one big blur.
I mean, it was a never-ending supply.
It was like a 3-year period of just going hard.
I was never out. Yeah, I mean, it was just a never-ending supply, bro.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be sitting here, really.
You're lucky to be alive, for sure. All right. So 3 solid years of just this fucking path of destruction, right?
Yeah. It's a good description.
That should be the name of your book, Path of Destruction.
Joe Gates.
1%. Give me my 1% copyright.
Boom. You get it.
Anyway, so let's get into the latter half of that. So you've been doing this for years at this point. Your body is basically mush.
Brain mush, yeah.
I'm
just
assuming
a walking train wreck.
The relationships in your life are probably not very good.
Terrible. Like I was so bad that like actual drug addicts were like, I can't hang out with you anymore, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the latter half of that. So walk me through, that you're in your mid-20s. You're just wilding out. What happens next?
Okay. So at this point, the last time I had been arrested was 2002. Okay. So we're creeping, or not 2002. The last time I had been arrested was 2000.
Okay.
Okay. So we're creeping into 02. Okay. I had just gotten off probation. I am pulling out of my friend's apartment complex, a friend of mine's apartment complex in Tennessee. I have like 6 pounds in my trunk, and I've got probably 1,200 X pills on me and an illegal firearm. Okay. It's like 5:30 in the morning.
You took that guy's advice to heart. You were like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
I'm not even talking to that guy anymore at this point, dude. Like,
but
like,
it was like, if you ain't first, you're last.
There's no the relationship is just me picking weed up now at this point. We're not even friends anymore. But I pull out of his apartment complex. driving down what is now called Martin Luther King Jr. in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Not a good neighborhood in any city. Whenever
It's
you go to-
always, yeah. And the crazy thing is they just recently named it that like 6 months ago or a year ago. Or
Martin
some
Luther King
shit,
Boulevard
yeah.
is never in a good city. It's never a good neighborhood.
And it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm driving. I can see the sun coming up. The drunk has wore off. I'm still like, I've been smoking weed all night. So I'm ready to go home, man, and call it a night. And I see the blue and red lights.
Woo!
Yeah. I pull over. As I'm pulling over, I'm in my head. And I'm like, I have enough on me for a life sentence. Just in the ecstasy alone, bro. 2002, 1,200 ecstasy pills, 6 pounds of weed. Like, bye-bye, with my record already. So I was pulling over. I was like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head, you know? And because at that time, that was equivalent to me rolling around with fentanyl, bro. Like fentanyl today.
Back in that
That's
was the
how they
fentanyl
looked
of
at
that day. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, should I run? I'm thinking, should I shoot the cop? I'm thinking, should I shoot myself? Like all of this is running through my mind at warp speed. And by the time all of those thoughts end, he's at my window. And I roll down my window. I don't do the jerk, crack. I roll my window down like a good citizen should do when they get pulled over if they don't want any problems. But I roll my window down. He's like, I need to see your license and registration. And I hand him my license. And he looks at my license like this. He's like, hands me my license back, stares in my eyes, puts his head in the door, almost nose to nose, and he goes, "Go the F home, Mr. Gates." And when he said it, like, bro, I felt the Holy Spirit, like, rain down on me. I'm not kidding. Like, I can't explain it, but I felt the Holy Spirit. I felt the covering of God rain down on me. And he walked away from my car, got back in his car, and drove off. I'm sitting there on the side of the road, both of my hands on the steering wheel, and I just start crying, bro, like bawling. And I knew, like I was sitting there, I knew like I'm sitting here with you right now, that was God giving me one last chance to stop and get my life together. And there was not going to be another one. I knew it. And I drove back to my apartment and I called the weed guy and I said, I need to give you all this weed back. Nothing's missing. And I said, you can give me my money back if you want, but I don't really care if you do or not. And turned that back in, gave me my money back. I called my ecstasy guy. I said, I need to either bring this to you or I need you to come get these pills, man. I'm done. And he's like, what are you talking about, Joe? I was like, I'm done, bro. I'm done. He's like, all right, man. I said, you can give me my money back or not, bro. I don't care. He goes, oh, I'm not giving you your money back. I go, that's cool, bro. Just come get the pills. He sent somebody to come pick them up from me. And then the gun I just ended up giving to a friend of mine's roommate. And that was like the last I ever drank alcohol, the last time I ever put a drug in my body, the last time I ever broke the law outside of speeding. And from that day forward, I just completely dedicated my life to being as close to God as I possibly can and helping other people along the way.
That's pretty sick.
Crazy, bro.
I've never seen that's I've had a lot of close calls, but that by far is like your life could have went one direction and it just went the complete opposite direction because of, that's
Yeah.
that's
I
crazy.
could be sitting here like, yeah, Nelson, I just got out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like just this defining moment in my life where I knew that like this, man, I'm better than this. Like my life has got purpose, but I'm not going to do anything with my life if I don't get off the alcohol and the drugs and stop trying to be Tupac, you know, or some gangster or whatever, bro, you know? So, and then that was 2002, you know, it's 2025. I still haven't had a drink of alcohol. I still haven't done any drugs. And I still am not out there trying to break the law, bro. I'm just trying to be a good reflection of God. I'm trying to be a billboard for Christ, bro, and just do the right thing.
What was next after that? Like you gave that up and mentally you were just like, well, what am I going to do with my life?
After that, it was just hardcore focus on getting better, like on recovering from alcoholism and drug addiction for the next many years. There's something, like I got issues, bro. There's something wrong up here. I'm depressed. I'm a mess. That's why I do all this stuff. I got a past. I got childhood trauma. I got all these things. Like I need to fix myself from the inside out. Bro, I don't even know where the heck I was working. Like I was so focused on just recovering, right? Because I'd already been to rehab 3 or 4 times, bro. I'd been to jail numerous times, like lived in a halfway house. I mean, there was so many intricate parts of the story that, it was just focusing on being a better human being, bro. And then when I got to where I wanted to get to, I'd already started delving into acting, and had booked a few commercials. And at 3 years sober in 2005, I'm like, screw it. I'm moving to LA. And I did. And that was awesome. And, you know, LA to Atlanta, back to Tennessee. Now I'm a dad and a husband, you know, which is crazy. I got 4 kids that have no idea that any of these things happen that I just told you about that will be publicly broadcast throughout the world. But
you got a good 2 to 3 months, so mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah, no, they need to know. You know, they're getting in that age. My oldest son is 10. My oldest daughter is 11. You know, they need to. They need to know about that, so they don't go down that route.
For sure. Yeah, I think more than anything, when people come on here and they're hesitant about telling their story, I'm like, first off, you need to tell it because you don't know who you're going to help. Someone out there is going to resonate with something you say. And they're going to be like, I promise you're going to get a DM, and then whenever we drop this, and they're going to be like, Joe, what's up, dude? It's John from Las Vegas. Listen, man, I've been in recovery this long, and this. Listen, bro, this is Tyrone from Detroit. Yeah. You know, I used to deal, and when you said this, I could. Bro, it's gonna happen. You'll see. My
phone will start ringing a lot, like yours has rang nonstop since the moment you picked me up today.
Yeah,
right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So.
I mean, everybody see. I'm gonna give you your flowers real quick. Everybody see you on this show, and this is what you do, and you got your podcast. But I got to see today what you were doing outside of the show that's not on camera, bro. And what you're doing and trying to help people that have been locked up and all of those things. Like you literally been on the phone with a different person back to back since you picked me up this morning, bro, like helping people. So folks need to know you over here doing God's work too, bro. You know, so I appreciate God bless you, man, for doing that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I'm just trying to pay it forward, help people that were in my situation.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, part of it really is the show, you know, like giving people an opportunity to tell their story in their own way. Yeah. You know? So, my brother, this was amazing. We got to do a part 2 at some point. Maybe I'll come over to Nashville and we'll chop it up on your show. Maybe
that would be dope.
Definitely. I'd be down to do that. And we still got, this is just the beginning of a long day. We still got 2 more shows.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm ready, baby.
All right. So, my brother, I always wrap up asking the same couple questions.
Yeah.
So one is, what's next for you?
Man, what's next is I'm just kind of riding this podcast wave right now. I've got my own podcast coming out in a few months. Once I get 8 episodes filmed, we're 2 episodes in. It's called Joe Gates is Overthinking Out Loud. That people can watch after they watch yours. And man, I'm just hyper focused on man,
I'm really excited for you, man.
yeah, giving back to people, bro. You can hit me on all my social medias at It's Really Joe Gates, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, bro. Who knows?
I'm super excited for you. It fits you well based on the conversation we've had. You're gonna do great, man.
Thank you, brother.
And you know I'm here whenever you need some help.
Yes, sir.
I'm a phone call away. So
Yeah.
So we know what's next. How do you hope to be remembered?
I hope, God, why is that making me emotional, bro?
It's a common reaction on the show.
Man. Did somebody else get teary-eyed when you asked that question, bro?
Many
okay,
people have
all
gotten
right,
teary,
all right.
yeah.
I'll still whoop somebody's butt, bro. Okay, so I hope to be remembered as somebody who would do anything for anybody, bro. Somebody who focused on giving love much more than being focused on getting love.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Do you believe in redemption?
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. Catholic. Yeah, man. Hey, look at us, man. There's redemption sitting here right now, bro.
Amen.
So God will forgive. God will always forgive. You just got to ask for it. And the more you whatever you think about most during the day is your God for the day, bro. So if you're thinking about money all day long, the money's your God for the day. I choose to think about what I can do to serve the kingdom of God every day the most, bro. So.
Do you believe you've redeemed yourself from a standpoint of like, I've come back from what I've done and I've become a better person?
Absolutely. I'm not even close to the same person. When I think about those times, I feel like I'm looking back on someone else's life.
Bro, isn't that crazy? Yeah. When I look back at my life before prison, I feel like I died and I came back to life, and this is like a bonus life I was never supposed to live. You know what I'm saying?
But all of those things were the steps that led you to right here.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, God bless people that have never been in trouble in their entire lives and did everything right.
That's not us.
Good for you.
That's not us.
I am grateful that I have the life that I've had, like, because I wouldn't be this guy today. So,
100%.
Yeah, man.
How can people connect with you?
It's Really Joe Gates is my Instagram. It's Really Joe Gates is my TikTok. You can reach me through either one of those social media platforms. If you're trying to connect with me by email, you can reach me at overthinkingoutloudnashville@gmail.com. Hit me up. I'm a pretty friendly guy.
Thanks for making it all the way from Nashville, brother. I appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
bro. Honored to be here. For real.
This to me seems like the beginning of a friendship. I'm here to help in whatever
Without
way
a
I
doubt.
can. I have full faith that your project will become very successful in the near
Thank
future.
you, man.
Whatever I can do to contribute, count on it. We'll do a part 2 at some point.
Yeah.
And I'll come over to Nashville and we'll have some fun over there.
Do it, bro. Please.
Definitely.
Yeehaw.
All righty, guys. That was another episode of Honor Among Thieves with your special guest, Joe Gates. Your host, Nelson Rodriguez Jr., as always. Push it to the limit. The world is yours. If you're not chasing a dream, life is meaningless, guys. We will catch you on the next one. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
FBI, open up!
The FBI swarming a Miami house and taking a man into custody in the area of Southwest.
So say goodnight to the bad guy.
The agency says the 28-year-old